Welcome to Akin's Adventures in Echo. In the heart of a vibrant, futuristic Yoruba city, where tradition meets technology, lives a boy like no other, Akin. Mischievous, clever, and always up to something. Akin's quick wit and big ideas often lead him into trouble. But don't be fooled, because even his wildest schemes have a way of teaching the most important lessons. Follow Akin as he navigates the high-tech streets of Echo, zooming around in hovercrafts, inventing quirky gadgets, and, of course, causing just enough chaos to keep everyone on their toes. Along the way, he'll face dilemmas that challenge his understanding of Omoluabi, the Yoruba code of integrity, wisdom, and respect for the community. Each adventure is filled with humor, unexpected twists, and heartwarming moments that show us that being true to yourself and your people is the greatest adventure of all. So, buckle up and join us on Akin's Adventures in Echo, where even mischief can bring a brighter tomorrow.
Episode 1. The Hovercraft Heist, Echo Province, the bustling heart of a futuristic Yoruba city, where technology and tradition create a unique urban tapestry. Hovercrafts glide above the streets, and colorful digital displays contrast with the earthy tones of traditional Yoruba architecture. Akin sat in the back of the classroom, his legs swinging impatiently under his desk as Miss Tola droned on about the history of quantum computing. It wasn't that he didn't find the topic fascinating. On the contrary, it was his tinkering with an old quantum processor that had gotten him into this latest batch of trouble. It was just that today, the sun outside was particularly inviting, glinting off the solar panels that lined the school's rooftops and made the hovercrafts whizzing by look like shooting stars in broad daylight. A perfect day for a bit of mischief, Akin thought, his mind wandering from quantum qubits to hovercrafts. Remember, your projects on modern transportation are due next week. I'm expecting innovative models, not just fancy words, Miss Tola said, snapping Akin back to reality. Innovative, huh? Akin grinned. He already had an idea that would knock Miss Tola's socks off. If it didn't, first send him flying out of school grounds for good. As the bell rang, Akin rushed out of the classroom, barely managing a hasty "see you tomorrow" to his classmates. He had plans to make, and there wasn't a minute to waste. At home, Akin's room was a cross between a tech junkyard and a mad scientist's lab. Wires hung from every conceivable surface, and holographic screens flickered with codes and circuit diagrams. He dug through his piles of gadgets, finally pulling out a small, cube-like device he had been tinkering with for months, the Quantum Flux Modulator, just the thing for a hovercraft overhaul. Akin, dinner! Mama Wu's voice echoed up the stairs, momentarily distracting him from his grand plans. Coming, Mama, he yelled back, hiding the device under his bed. After a quick meal filled with Baba Femi's tales from the local council, none of which involved hovercraft heists, much to Akin's relief, he returned to his room. Night fell over Echo, the city lights dancing like fireflies. Akin couldn't sleep, his mind buzzed with excitement and nerves. He snuck out, the Quantum Flux Modulator secure in his backpack, and made his way to the school's hoverbus depot. The depot was quiet. The only sounds were the distant hums of the city and the soft, rhythmic breathing of hovercrafts charging at their stations. Akin approached the hoverbus designated for his route. With a conspiratorial glance around the empty depot, he connected the Quantum Flux Modulator to the hoverbus's control panel. Let's make you the fastest hoverbus in Eco, he whispered, typing in the override codes. The machine accepted the commands with a cheerful ping, its dashboard lights flickering in response. Satisfied, Akin headed home, unaware that his device hadn't just modified the hoverbus's speed settings. The next morning, the sun rose over Echo, promising another day of adventures, or misadventures, as was often the case with Akin. Hoverbus Route 042 wasn't supposed to be an adventure ride. But, as the school children climbed aboard, they were clueless about the thrill ride they were about to experience. Akin took his usual seat at the back, trying to look innocent. Miss Tola boarded last, her digital clipboard under her arm. "Settle down, everyone. We'll be at school in no time," she assured, taking the driver's seat. The hoverbus hummed to life, gliding smoothly at first. Then, as they hit the main conduit, it suddenly zipped forward with a whoosh, pressing everyone into their seats. "Yepa!" one of the students exclaimed as their bags flew around, books and gadgets spilling out. Miss Tola gripped the steering wheel, her eyes wide. "What on... This isn't right." Akin, meanwhile, was having the time of his life, laughter mingling with the thrilled screams of his classmates. However, as they took a particularly sharp turn at an impossible speed, his smile faltered. This was not exactly how he had imagined his project demonstration going. The hoverbus soared across Echo, taking shortcuts over canals, zipping past marketplaces, and inadvertently giving the kids and several astonished pedestrians a tour of the city's lesser-known wonders. They whizzed by historical monuments, eco-tech farms, and even the old eco-gallery, which most of the kids had only seen in their history holobooks. Finally, with a heroic effort involving several emergency buttons and a lot of panicked engineering from Akin, Miss Tola managed to slow the hoverbus down as they approached the school. It rolled to a stop at the gates, slightly singed but miraculously in one piece. The children clambered out, exhilarated and chattering about their unexpected adventure. Miss Tola turned to Akin, who was trying very hard not to look like he knew exactly why their morning commute had turned into a hovercraft heist. "Akin, would you know anything about this?" she asked, eyebrow raised. Akin shuffled his feet. "Well, Miss Tola, I thought a practical demonstration would really bring the project to life." Miss Tola sighed, a smile tugging at her lips, despite her best efforts to remain stern. "Akin, you have a brilliant mind. Let's try to keep our adventures in the classroom, shall we? And maybe, just maybe, use less quantum in your next project." As the kids shared their stories with each other, their laughter filling the air, Akin realized that sometimes the best lessons weren't about how fast you could go, but about the unexpected sights you'd see along the way, and the friends you took on the journey. Back at the depot, the hoverbus's unexpected route had indeed drawn attention, not just from the school, but from a couple of engineers who noted the scenic shortcuts the bus had taken. By the next month, a new, scenic route had been added to the city hoverbus tours, featuring Akin's wild ride, much to his embarrassment and secret delight. And so, in a city as vibrant and unpredictable as Echo, Akin's mischief had, quite unintentionally, enriched his community, giving both locals and tourists a new way to see the city.
Thanks for watching Akin's adventure in Eco. If you enjoyed the ride, don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment below, and subscribe to D3D World for more exciting adventures. See you in the next one.